Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly open workshop to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Today we are going to bead the Regina earrings. It is a retro No One Has to Bead Alone design, and I hope that you can hear me and I hope that you can see me. Please let me know. I see Alessandra and she says, "Hello everyone, Alessandra here, ready to see this pretty motif come to life." Wonderful. And I see, oh, Facebook user giving me a compliment. Thank you so much. It's still summer here. Can you believe it? Like, I live in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And if you Google Dutch summer, then you will come through by lots of jokes how Dutch summer normally looks like. And during the past years, it was actually warmer because of climate change, which is sad, but also like we had proper summers. But this summer, it was like back to the normal Dutch summer. So for me, it was like, I can't do this with all the rain and the gray sky and everything. But now I am in Slovakia, where the beading school treasury is, end of September, and it's still summer, and I'm actually wearing shorts and I'm wearing a crop top, and it's like, wow, wow. So, like, super nice. They said it's the last day, but I'm still going to take a walk after our beading together to like enjoy the warm weather because it's wonderful. And Ginny is here and Carrie. Oh, and Ginny says that sound and video is good, so I'm happy about that. And Margaret is here, and Irina, and Kata is here, and Gunel, and Rachel. And Rachel says, I hope everyone is well today. Me too. How are you, ladies? Irina is here, Ludka is here. Oh, Niti, thank you so much. So good to see you. And Antoinette and Liv and Belinda and Lita, thank you. And Jessica and Claudia and Shelly and Sarah and Sherry. Oh, Kata is also enjoying 29 degrees in Hungary. Isn't it great? Like proper summer. And Angela and Ellie and Jennifer. Alessandra says, my family in Italy said this summer was brutal. Actually, like in most parts of Europe, it was indeed brutal. It's somehow totally the heat wave. It just never truly arrived in the Netherlands, or it arrived for like a few days. But yeah, it looked like November pretty much of the time. And then I see Claudia. Oh, thank you, lovelies. Carol, Malka, Catherine, Mary. Catherine saying hi to everyone. Corinne is here. Deb is here. Asta, Kristen. Oh, Loretta. So today you can watch No One Has to Bead Alone from the Beading School Facebook page. You can watch it from the Beading School Facebook club, and you can watch it also from YouTube in real time, real life. And all the recordings stay online for later, so don't worry if you need to go back. It will be there for you. And we are actually working with the newest Beading School Academy theme box, the Dangerous Liaisons. This is the cover of it actually, with the pretty picture of Mona. And my beads are all spread out here. Okay, now they are back to the little ziplocs. the seed beads went all over, actually also over invoices and under the printer. So I'm so sorry, Kotineni. It's a very colorful office now. I will do my best to clean it before I leave. And in case, well, back to important things. In case that you are watching from the club, then you might have to, or you might want to click on the link in the description of the video, the last sentence, and then it gives permission to my broadcasting program to see your name. And I don't see you as a Facebook user, but I can greet you personally, and it feels so much better. And it's also a lot easier. If you have a question, then I can say my answer personally to you. So it's nice. And the program doesn't do anything else. It's just there is a little bug in it, I think, that you might need to do it over and over again with every video, but that takes like 2 seconds. So I hope that's not too big of a problem. I also see Cindy and Susan and other Cindy, or several Cindys tend to check in always like within a few seconds from each other. So that's always so funny. Very much in alignment. Elena, Betty. Susan will get her box today. Mektab is here. And Sangita is here also. So, yeah, where was I? We are working already from the Dangerous Liaisons box. If you were between the lucky first who already got their boxes, they start to land on your bead mats today. And yesterday already Ginny had it, I think, in the United States. That traveled a long way. But the design that we are working on, it's actually an oldie goldie from the times when we first started to bead together. 3 years ago. No One Has to Bead Alone started 3.5 years ago, 2020 March. And yeah, we are still going strong. And on one hand, I thought when we started doing retro No One Has to Bead Alones, that there are so many beaders who joined since then, and maybe they did not discover yet the older tutorials. So it's nice to bring them to their attention. But also, it was like crazy how much your skills developed since then. So for those beaders who are with us for a longer time. And it's always so nice to see, I think, when we are revisiting a design with a new skill set, maybe with a different preference of colors, different preference of finishing touches. And it's just nice to do it again, I think. And yeah, Regina is one of those first ones, and it was very, very popular back then. And I also still really enjoyed beading it a few days ago. And Kimberly says, I got all my goodies on Wednesday. So excited for this time. I don't think my name is showing up. Yes, I see it only from your comment. And Sarah says, I didn't bead Regina then, so I am looking forward to bead it now. And Sophia is here, and Vania is here. And Ginny says, nice to do it in the new color scheme. Indeed. And let's see, what do you need for it? Let's make a quick material check. And also make sure to download the printable file in the meanwhile. It's waiting for you at No One Has to Bead Alone, as always, the 2 versions that for 3 days starting from today, you can download a gift version from Beading School to you to make sure that you can join no matter what. Or there is also a You Support Beading School if you would like to do that and purchase the tutorial through the Bead shop. So no one has to beadalone.com. There is the PDF file that you can save, you can print as always. And let's see, what do you need? So for the main part of the motif, there are actually some quarter tilas to start with, and that is the inside, the smallest circle in the middle of the motif that looks like Miyuki Delica beads. They are not Miyuki Delica beads. This is a bit structured motif. So those silvery gray ones are Miyuki Quarter Tilas, and you will need 6 pieces for one motif. Then from the big beads, you will also need some GemDuos or DiamonDuos. And then you will need 12 pieces of those. And the rest, you will need seed beads. I always use Miyuki seed beads. I have several colors of size 15s on my bead mat. You can do it with 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors. Then you will need a few pieces of round 11 seed beads. And you will also need a bunch of Miyuki Delicas, again in 1 color or in 2 colors or in 3 colors. That's completely up to you. And then you can finish the motif in your own way with your own personalizations, and you can make it into earrings. You can make them into longer earrings like I did by adding a bezeled cabochon. I have a low cut here that I bezeled with square stitch. You can also find the square stitch bezel tutorial as a gift on the Beading School blog, in the bead shop in the gift section, and also on YouTube, where you can see how I am doing that. And you will also need some metal findings. And Sherry is asking, Erika, I would love for you to bring back former Academy boxes, perhaps stock an old box every 2 months. It would be wonderful to have the entire collection of boxes. Dear Sherry, I'm so happy that you are loving the Academy boxes. This is actually something that we were talking about today with Andrea. I'm sad to say, but it is not possible to bring back Beading School Academy boxes. Like, I know that you know how much goes into them, the value, the selection of items. It's an intense thing to put them together with the around 40 different types of components. And also, yeah, so that's always exclusive for those who are taking part at the moment in the Academy. Sometimes we have a few leftovers because we put aside a few just for the case that a package gets damaged or lost. It happens rarely, but we have like always 2-3 leftover boxes here in the treasury, so we can replace it. And then they go up to the bead shop. You can find them in the section of single Academy boxes. So that's one thing that I would like to recommend to check out, that maybe there is one that you would like to have. And even if we can't bring back the whole boxes, because it's intense, like it's really, really, really intense to put them together, and one is enough at a time. But we would like to bring back the most beloved components of some most beloved boxes during the Beading School Advent calendar, actually. So that is a little extra information for the lucky beaders who are joining me today. So that is another thing to keep your eye upon. And let's start beading. Let's start beading, lovelies. And Anita is here also. And Joyce. So I will now switch to my hand camera, and I will show the illustrations. Rachel is asking, maybe listing the contents of previous boxes for people to make their own. We have that in the section of called inspiration. So there you can find what went into previous boxes. That is a good way to find it. And I will now hide myself and come back with my hand camera. I hope that you can still hear me and still see me. Please let me know. I'm also showing the illustrations now. In the meanwhile, while I'm waiting for your answers, that if you can hear me, if you can see me, I'm just going to pop the link for the inspiration part into the chat to make sure that you can find it if you would like to go for components from previous boxes. And Kristen, I think I also answered this question with the inspiration category. And okay, you can hear me and see me, so that's wonderful. Let's get started. We start with a bunch of Quarter Tilas and GemDuos or DiamonDuos. We will need 6 of each of these, and we will pick them up interchangeably, starting with a Quarter Tila and then beading into a GemDuo. And what's tricky here, that the holes that we are using at the moment for the Quarter Tila, that's the outside hole. But for the DiamonDuo, that is the inside hole. No, so you need to make sure that your beads are orientated in the way that the top will be showing. So it's inside hole for the GemDuo or DiamonDuo and outside hole for the Quarter Tila. And most often I say that, yeah, you don't need to tie a knot, but this is an older pattern, so there is like a knot draw on it. I used to do it a lot more in the past than nowadays. So it's your choice actually, that either you can like tie a knot here and then just bead through a Quarter Tila, a DiamonDuo and both holes of the next Quarter Tila, or you repeat the thread path. So you bead through all of the 12 beads that you just picked up to strengthen the connection and to make sure that they don't slide apart. So it's completely normal that these kinds of preferences change by time, that your color choices change by time. So it's like a kind of an evolution or beady evolution. So if it happens to you, then it's completely okay. And I finish this step 1 by beading through both holes of a Quarter Tila, because in the next step I will want to join the inside holes of the Quarter Tilas. Facebook user friends mentions double check the holes of the GemDuo so that the holes are not clogged, and that's indeed always a good idea when you are working with multi-hole beads. Margaret says the camera was a bit blurry. Try to adjust it a little bit, so I hope that it will be better now. And now I will join the inside all the quarter tilas that I picked up in the previous step, and this will make them stand up a little bit, and the shape will be like a cone, ice cream cone or a volcano, whatever you imagine there in the middle of the beaded motif. So this is how it should look like at the moment. Six GemDuos, DiamonDuos, and 6 Quarter Tilas. Cindy likes how the Quarter Tilas are being used. And then in step 3, I am adding round 15 seed beads in between the inside holes of the Quarter Tilas. So my thread is hanging from the inside hole of the Quarter Tila. I pick up around 15 and then I bead through the inside hole of the next Quarter Tila. And this is how I bead all around. This will also make the middle of the motif sturdier, and you can choose to use an accent color, or in my case the color is actually the same as the color of the Quarter Tilas. The rest of my motif, as you could see on the image at the beginning, it's pretty colorful and strong, so I decided to tone down the middle of the motif by using the gray shades. So this is my motif for now. It's also possible, if you would like to attach a 4mm rhinestone in the middle if you would like to have some sparkle. And Helena joined us in the meanwhile. So, how is it going by now, ladies? Please let me know. I'm curious. And while I'm waiting for your answers to make sure that everything is all right, I would like to just show you the original Regina that I beaded some 3 years ago. I fixed it back then on a filigree brooch base, and then I also attached a glass drop-in metal setting to the bottom, so you can make all kinds of different versions from Regina. Facebook user is asking how to add the 4mm rhinestone. I think it would be enough to attach it through one hole. So I would bead to size 15, pick up the rhinestone, bead through the size 15 on the opposite side, bead back, and then through the original size 15 again. Or if you would like to attach it completely, then you can also attach it here over the Quarter Tila, exiting from around round 15 through the rhinestone, and then going to the other round 15. So there you need a little trick, as the holes are facing 2 different kinds of beads. Rachel says all is perfect. Jessica says it's going well. Linda is here. Good to see you. Lita is beading with us after all. Linda's watching, and Catherine too. And since you said all is good, then let's see what's happening in step 4. So in step 4, we are adding some more seed beads to the middle. I'm putting away my grayish size 15s, and I will need some Miyuki Delica size 11s in my first color, and I will use the Duracoat metallic, Duracoat galvanized musket size 15s as an accent bead. So I am starting step 4 by exiting around 15, sitting in between the quarter tilas, and I pick up the combination of Delica, round 15 Delica. I skip the quarter tila and I bead through the next size 15. When I pull my thread, then this shape, this V shape, should be formed from the 3 beads that we have just added. So this is how one little group of beads should look like after pulling your thread, and you need to do the same all around the motif. So you pick up Delica round 15 Delica, you skip the quarter tila, and you bead through the next round 15. Susan says, I had some of the box colors in my stash, had to use the different color of the duos. And that's also super interesting to see. I think when there is only a change in in the color of one of the beads or 2 of the beads, that sometimes even such a small change can create a completely different effect. And ladies, since most of you are waiting for your Beading School Academy boxes, which are traveling to you, today the whole team was here again to finish sending out now even the turquoise boxes. So everything should be on its way to you, including the top-ups. But since many of the boxes are still traveling, then you are probably using other colors for Regina. So what kind of colors are you using today? I'm curious. In the meanwhile, I added all 6 small groups in the middle. And Lita says the camera is blurry. I'm sorry about that. Like, this is not my usual setup, and the internet is unfortunately not as fast as I have at home. I hope it's better now. And I'm at step 5, and what I need to do is to bead until I am exiting an outside hole of a GemDuo. That reminds me that I skipped checking. 4, 5, 6, all my outside holes are empty. Wonderful. Someone even reminded us, and then I didn't check. That's horrible. So I bead through a quarter tila after adding the last little trio of beads. Then I bead also through the outside hole of the same quarter tila and the inside hole of the GemDuo. And lastly, I'm finishing this part of getting into position by beading through the outside hole of the same GemDuo that I crossed through its first hole. And Anita says, I'm struggling, Erika. I'm working with half tilas and I'm having to improvise. The colors are pretty though. I have navy GemDuos and blue-gray tilas. And that sounds really nice, Anita. I hope that you can make it work with the half tilas. The size, the width of the bead is the twice than the Quarter Tila. So indeed, you need to adjust the tooth pattern to make it work. In step 5, I'm adding beads in between the outside holes of the GemDuos. Again, I will work with the gray silver size 15s. So I'm exiting the outside hole of a DiamonDuo. I pick up a size 15. I bead through both holes of a DiamonDuo or GemDuo. It's the same shape, same size, so they are interchangeable. Then I pick up another size 15 and I cross the outside hole of the next diamond bead. And I repeat, adding the same beads 5 more times. So this new row of GemDuos will be sitting in a different way. And there should be always around 15 in between the GemDuos. In the meanwhile, Elena says she's working with matte velvet carrot GemDuos. Rachel is working with burnt copper, brown iris gold, and bronze. And Carol has turquoise GemDuos and khaki iris and several colors of seed beads. I'm curious. And Samia joined us. So I'm now repeating the same for the second time. I picked up a size 15. I bead through both holes of a diamond bead. And then I pick up another size 15 and I cross the outside hole of the next DiamonDuo. And I have 2 now. Third repetition. And then 4th repetition. Lita says she's using alabaster amethyst DiamonDuos and bronze metallic Quarter Tilas. That also sounds lovely. I love everything alabaster finished. And Cindy's saying goodbye for now. Have a wonderful weekend, Cindy. I'm adding my 5th group of beads, and after this step all the big beads will be in place nicely, but we will do an intricate decoration from the seed beads on top of the shaped beads. So that will be a little bit challenging, but if you follow the illustration closely and you look at what I am doing, then I'm 100% sure that you can make it work. There are also lots of pictures from beaders from the original Regina No One Has to Bead Alone time that are uploaded in the Beading School Bead Shop, where you find the tutorial. So that's also so nice to see. Or you can just type in Regina in the club into the search field and it will bring you up all the beautiful variations. So this is how it's looking in the meanwhile, and I will repeat the thread path through the very first group to make the motif sturdier and to make sure that it does not get affected by the tension in the thread when I start adding beads in the next circle. So this is how it looks like at the moment. And now I will start adding the intricate decoration from seed beads that I just mentioned. So I'm exiting the left side hole of a DiamonDuo on the edge. And I will be working with my second color of Miyuki Delicas. And also 2 colors of size 15s and 1 color of size 11s. So first, I pick up 2 Miyuki Delicas, a size 15, and 2 more Miyuki Delicas. 5 beads on my needle. I bead through the other hole of the same bead that I am exiting. And I will also add 5 beads on the other side of the same beads. So there will be 2 crescent shapes, half moon shapes, hugging the GemDuo on the edge, 1 crescent from the outside, another crescent from the inside. However, they will be slightly different. For the inside crescent, I pick up 2 size 15s, but I'm using my other color, a size 11 round bead, and 2 more size 15s. So while my outside crescent was 2 Delicas, size 15, 2 more Delicas, my inside crescent is 2 size 15s, size 11 round seed bead, and 2 more size 15s. Now I'm beading again through the first hole of the GemDuo that I was starting out from, and to get in position to repeat this, I bead through the outside crescent, so the 2 Delicas size 15, 2 Delicas. I bead through the second hole of the GemDuos. I bead through round 15, GemDuo round 15. And I get in position by beading through the first hole of the next GemDuo on the edge. And then I do this crescent decoration again. That means that I start with the first version of the crescent, 2 Delicas, size 15, 2 Delica beads. This is it, in my pretty metallic Duracoat color. I bead through the second hole of the same DiamonDuo. Then I pick up the small crescent variation, that means 2 round 15s, round 11, and 2 more round 15s. And I bead again through the first hole of the same GemDuo. And now I get into position by beading through the outside crescent, the GemDuo that is being decorated, round 15, GemDuo, round 15, and the next GemDuo on the outside edge. That will be my third GemDuo to decorate. Lovelies, please let me know if this is going well for you and this explanation about crescent shapes that we are creating around the GemDuos makes sense for you. In the meanwhile, I will be showing it again. So on the outside of the diamond bead, I pick up the big crescent variation, so that's 2 Delica beads, around 15, in my case in the same color as the Delicas, and 2 more Delica beads, so this is my big crescent variation. I bead through the second hole of the same DiamonDuo. Then I pick up my small crescent variation that is 2 round 15s, a round 11 and 2 more round 15s. I call it small crescent because if I put the same 5 beads next to each other, then this section would be a little bit shorter. And with this small crescent variation, I bead through the first hole of the DiamonDuo again. I bead through the outside, the big crescent. I bead through the second hole of the DiamonDuo that I was just decorating. Then I get into position by beading through round 15, DiamonDuo, round 15, and I get into position by beading through the first hole of the next GemDuo that I want to decorate. Sophie, hi, good to see you. And Linda says, this is a great design. Erika, your thread passes are so easy to follow. My heart breaks because I am still unable to bead with my ALS. I just started being able to type again. But Linda, that's wonderful that you are making progress, and typing again is wonderful, and I'm so happy that I see you here. And thank you for your nice compliment. So I hope that everything is all right. I don't see any questions. Please let me know if you have questions. Please also let me know if it's going well. It feels really good if I get feedback right away that it's going well, that I can make sure that everything is all right. So I added the 2 crescent shapes around the DiamonDuo, and now I'm already getting in position for the next one. I have 2 more DiamonDuos to decorate. This part is a little bit slower with all the seed beads, but I promise it's well worth it because it will look great. I really like how the seed beads are covering the GemDuos. But it's also something that if you go through this, then it will get this way of decorating the motif. It will stay with you in your beady brain cells. So maybe one day when you are designing also your own motif, then it will come back to you and you will try something similar. And Facebook user friend says that all is going well. I'm super happy. Rachel says the path is easy to memorize once you get started. Wonderful. Joyce is watching first. That's also, it's so nice when you know how it works for you that first you maybe want to watch and then you want to bead. Sometimes beaders prefer to like bead right away. So it's super nice when you know that what works best for you. And Sarah is done with her first one. Nice. What kind of colors did you choose, Sarah, and what are you making today? And I'm at my last GemDuo or DiamonDuo that I'm decorating. So if you still need a bit of time to absorb it, then please watch closely. Oh, and Marta says, Regina was the first tutorial I did on my own. It's so nice to see you with it. Marta, what a wonderful memory. Oh, so nice. And you did so many since then. And actually, fun fact that it was Veronka who had the idea to bring back Regina, as she said that this was her first design that she like truly fall in love with, that she made it in different colors. She usually sticks to one color only, but this time she wanted to make it in all kinds of colors. So this was like one of her first love projects. And Sarah's making earrings in purple, pink, fuchsia, blue, and pewter. By the way, my fear of saying fuchsia disappeared from the first time when I actually realized that I'm saying it not in the proper English pronunciation. And then afterwards, I was always feeling weird when I said fuchsia because it felt so wrong. Originally, I called it fuchsia, as we call it fuchsia in Hungarian and Slovak. But I just realized that my fear of the word and anxiety over saying it disappeared. And yeah, I'm at the end of step 6. So let's check how should I get in position for step 7. So I will be starting out from the second hole of the GemDuo or DiamonDuo, and as always, I don't like to start right away, so I am repeating now the thread path of the first. I don't go through the small crescent, the inside crescent, but I bead until I am exiting the second hole of the second DiamonDuo that I decorated. So only 2 steps to go, but step 7 is a bit challenging. So watch closely or look at the illustrations closely. So I start by beading through the inside crescent. That means that after exiting the second hole of a DiamonDuo, I bead through 2 round 15s, round 11, and 2 more round 15s that I have just added in step 6. Then I pick up a group of Miyuki Delica, round 15, and Miyuki Delica. I will be using the Pretty Musket color. And I bead through 2 round 15s from the next group of 5 from the small crescent. So this will create a little V shape over the GemDuo and pull the two small crescent closer to each other. Now I pick up 2 round 15s, and exiting the 2 round 15s, I pick up the 2 round 15s and I connect them. I bead through the round 15s that I have added at the very beginning, when all we had was just the Quarter Tilas and the first group of GemDuos. So the 2 parts of seed bead decorations, they will be connected to each other. Exiting this round 15 in between the 2 Miyuki Delicas, I again pick up 2 round 15s and I bead through 2 round 15s on the other side of the round 11. So this is how it should look like. I was skipping this round 11. So I first added this 3, beaded through the 2 round 15s. I added these 2 round 15s here, beaded through this one. Then again, I picked up 2 round 15s and I finished off by beading through these other 2 round 15s. Now I pick up Delica round 15 Delica to pull together the 2 small crescents, and I bead through the first 2 round 15s from the next small crescent decoration. I pull my thread slightly, and then I pick up 2 round 15s. I bead through the round 15 in the middle, closest to the middle of the motif. Then I pick up 2 more round 15s. I skip the round 11 and I bead through the other 2 round 15s from the small crescent decoration. So you can see that it's really coming together now. And Harmony says, love your colors. Thank you so much. Mary is using, she says, in the middle gold and black with a bit of bronze. Oh, and Martha says this step is magic. So let's continue with some more magic. So I pick up a Delica, round 15 Delica, and I bead through 2 round 15s from the next small crescent, inside crescent decoration. I pick up 2 round 15s, that will be the connection between the 2 for now separated parts of seed bead decoration. I bead through this fancy metallic one. Then again, I pick up 2 round 15s, I skip the round 11, and I bead through 2 round 15s. Again, the connection part, so Delica, round 15 Delica, and I bead through 2 round 15s. And now I pick up 2 more round 15s. I bead through the metallic one here. I pick up 2 more round 15s. I skip the round 11 and bead through 2 more round 15s. Sarah says, I really enjoyed beading this. Oh, I'm super happy about that. And lovely beaders, please let me know, how is it going? This is a tricky part, and I'm getting close to finishing this part, so if you would like to ask something about it, then please do it now, because I'm very close to finishing this part in my motif. Indeed, as Marta says, this becomes so much more sturdier when you do the seed bead part. So I'm adding this part to connect the two small crescents made of Delica round 15 Delica. This is my last one. I bead through 2 round 15s. I pick up 2 more round 15s. I bead through the fancy metallic seed bead round 15 in the middle, closest to the middle, and then I finish this off by picking up 2 more round 15s and beading through round 15s here on the other side. So we are nearly there. Very, very, very little work to do. And Louisa says, this is so cute, love it. And Rachel says, this part was so fun, it feels so good to see everything come together so well. Yeah, it's one of those designs where you really need to get to the last few steps to like see how it's like sturdying up and coming together. So there is one more sturdying step to do, and it will be pretty much a circle around the motif to pull everything nice and tight together. So I just crossed a Delica bead here, but I will skip the round 15 that I'm showing now to make this V-shape pointier. So directly after Delica, I go to another Delica. The round 15 should pop to the outside. And then I bead through 2 round 15s. Round 11, 2 more round 15s, so pretty much the small question, the inside question decoration. Then I bead through Delica. I skip the round 15 and I go to the other Delica. And again, the small question, the inside question part. And this is how you finish this off, and then you can add your own personal components to finish it off completely. As you can see, I have here the bezeled cabochon, the low-cut cabochon. Veronka actually calls this a disco ball, and I think she's so right with the super fancy facets on top of it. Looks so good. Restock on the way, don't worry, they are pretty much sold out, but restock on the way. And then I have here the earring component with the pearl decoration. So lovelies, do you have any questions about this component, about Regina? I would love to answer it. right away. But also in the meanwhile, I would like to remind you that there is already a dangerous liaisons tutorial waiting for you that you can bead from your box if it arrived, or from your personal stash if you don't have it yet but you can't wait anymore. So this is actually a motif that started out the Dangerous Liaisons collection 10 years ago. It's called Cecil. I made it in at least 10 color combinations. And actually, already after the box was final, then I realized that I can bead it again from what's inside the box. So the tutorial, I quickly drew the tutorial, and Niti was helping me with like putting together the layout. She's really getting good with working with Adobe Illustrator, and these days she's helping me with the PDF files. So I draw the instructions and then she's like placing them where they need to go. And thank you so much, Niti. And the tutorial is a gift from me for all your yellow, turquoise, and fuchsia Beading School Academy students, to say thank you for being here and beading with me. So make sure to log into your account, and then you can download it. The price gets reduced to 0 automatically. Louisa, in the meanwhile, was asking, can we put a small rhinestone in the middle? Totally. A 2.8 or a 4mm one would work. Facebook user friend joined us. And Lita has a question. What is the count on the square stitch bezel for the low cut stone? I think it's 26, but I'm going to count it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 28. However, I happen to know that it works with 26 too. Oh, square stitch. Sorry, I mixed it up. I didn't want to. Oh, sorry. So this is peyote, 28 for peyote. And square stitch bezel, 26. So to make sure, we will have 4 square stitch bezels of the low cuts in the first signature duo. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26 for square stitch bezel. However, there is an important difference when square stitching it, that after you have like first circle of Miyuki Delicas, you have one circle of size 15 round beads on the front, one circle of full circle of size 15 seed beads on the back, but then you need another row of Miyuki Delicas where you attach one Delica to 2 size 15s that all will be included in the tutorial, of course. So there is an extra row for protection on the back side. And this is coming next week to you. The tutorial, the first signature that is included in all Beading School Academy student memberships, the yellow, the turquoise, and fuchsia. And in the meanwhile, to get ready for it, there will also be a warm-up project coming tomorrow, this bracelet actually, and this will teach you how to square stitch bezel the Preciosa Maker Bottom Pearl Cabochon, the big one, the 16mm one. So this one is a very good and very important warm-up project for the big jewel. And I will let you know tomorrow when the tutorial is there. And Catherine asked the same. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I got them in December. It was my Christmas present for myself. Beads. I needed more beads, and I'm super happy. It doesn't feel like it's something new, something in addition, but it feels like now it's complete. That I was missing these on my body until now, if it makes sense. And Ginny says she tried, I did put a 4mm rhinestone in the center, but I would love to just use a more brilliant quarter tila and have a nice accent in the middle that way next time. And indeed, that is also possible. And Facebook user friend is asking, where can we find out more about the Advent calendar? I will poke the link. Very important question, and it is like the biggest thing that we are organizing during the year. So I will pop the link in the comment field. And actually, in a few weeks, there will be, because we are getting more and more questions about the Advent calendar, and it's great. And I would love to tell you everything about it, because I think it just brings you also tremendous other kind of value than the academy, and it's nice to participate. And we have lots of new beaders who don't know it yet. So in a few weeks, there will be a dedicated coffee time with Erika, where I'm going to tell you all, and you can ask all your questions about the Advent calendar. And Lita says, in the meanwhile, I have become Team Square Stitch. It was so hard to do a peyote bezel again on Cecile. I feel you, Lita. It was also a nice change for me, but it feels like, what am I doing? I'm not used to it anymore. And thank you so much, everyone, for your kind comments. And thank you so much for being here with me today. I loved spending this time together. And next week, on Tuesday, lately I got lots of questions like, how do you come up with ideas? Where does your inspiration come from? How do you select the colors of your seed beads? So next week's coffee time with Erika on Tuesday is going to be dedicated to like inspiration and like the creative process. So if you would like to learn more about my personal way of putting together designs and curated collections for you, then prepare your questions and I will answer everything. And then on Friday, of course, there will be No One Has to Bead Alone. And the first design that I did from this box, like dedicated to this box with the colors of the box, is coming. And I'm loving it because I love the negative space in between the paisley duos. I also really like the way how this chandelier component looks like on top of it. And it's called Amiris. And this is what we are going to bead next week. You will need a Preciosa Nacre cabochon. You will need Quarter Tilas. You will need 3mm round beads, paisley duos, GemDuos, 3mm fire polished beads, and then seed beads, round 15s, and Miyuki Delicas. A few days ago, I did a big update in the event calendar of Beading School. So you can already find there all the No One Has to, okay, there will be two surprises about offline No One Has to Bead Alongs, but the online No One Has to Bead Alongs are already in the event calendar, so you can mark the dates. And I will be adding the coffee times next week to it. So thank you so much, lovelies, for spending your time with me and all your fellow beaders here today. I'm going for a supply run now because I'm back to my hometown where I spent my well, my first 17 years in the area and in the town itself. And as I'm living in a different country now, then there are some things that I miss from home. Very few things, but still, I mean, like food-wise. And I'm going on a supply run. So I really hope that the supermarket will have my favorite. I'm picking up some sheep cheese from Slovakia, and then I will cross the bridge on feet, and I will be in Hungary. That's wonderful about this town, by the way. And then I will pick up my favorite quark dessert called Turo Rudi to bring back home to Amsterdam. Oh, Kata is doing the same. Oh my God, we are kind of like shopping together. I'm also, by the way, buying another cheese in Hungary. I'm buying Medvesajt. It's like the triangle cheese that you can like spread on your bread. And okay, that's the only kind that I like. It's the one with the chili. So supply runs for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow 20 years class reunion from high school, and then on Sunday I'm flying back to Amsterdam. So thank you so much, lovelies, and see you next week on Tuesday, and then on Friday again. Take care, be creative, and show me your pictures in the Beading School Club. Bye bye.